Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I hope you're having an amazing day. And I'm bringing something to you that might be a little different. My name is Hugh Smiley, and this is the At Hugh Smiley podcast, which is almost brand new. We just started up about a week ago, and this is one of the very first little videos. We also have two interviews under our belt, and we're hoping that if you like the content, please, if you feel so inclined, you could subscribe to our channel and receive little notifications of future videos. And you can even click on the little like button. So today, this is going to be a short one. It's just me, no interview. I'd like to share with you a little bit about an important part of my life work, which has been centered around the production of sound in a conscious, mindful way and healing through the voice. One might say the voice throat chakra, this energy center here, which is sort of halfway between the heart and the head, an intermediary of sorts, and a bit of a clearinghouse, and really important at this stage of evolution as more and more people are being invited to discover and locate, identify their true voice, and then share that, voice their truth with the world. And that's why we have this plethora of social media and podcasts and YouTube videos. There's room for everybody, and everyone is unique and has a different perspective of the truth. And everybody's voice is different. So the Korason Method for authentic voice, which is an approach to evolution, consciousness, and healing that I began exactly 70 years ago at the age of 7 on my grandparents' farm up in the Bruce Peninsula in Ontario, in Canada. Um, it has evolved to the point where we now have workshops and a website, trainings occasionally. And I just love sharing this method, which is easy to learn, easy to practice, and easy to apply to everyday situations and relationships uh, to anyone that is interested at all in finding their voice and finding their authentic voice, like the natural sounding voice. This is the first tier of the training. Um, and then the second tier is as we learn to develop the natural sounding physical voice, then we have an instrument which is enhanced for the expression of our personal truth, our psychological voice, you might say. So it involves gentle movements. There's a little bit of architecture or choreography, conscious production of sound with the vocal apparatus in the throat, mindfulness, visualization at times, the knowledge of the ancient science from India around the chakras and the etheric body, the knowledge of the sounds from the language that we use, vowel sounds, consonant sounds that correspond with the different chakras and how to use them. And then also we can add another criterion, which is the intention. So we have the attention, which is the mindfulness, and then the intention is the purpose for which we would create and project a particular, what's called a Korason Method articulation. So Korason is Korason. You can see it spelled in the notes below the video. And it's a homonym, meaning it sounds the same as the Spanish word for heart. So I've always been a heart guy, and I must admit, and I speak Spanish and have spent many years in South America and also Spain, singing flamenco and that kind of thing. So the Corazon is a good name for the method, and I like it anyway. So hopefully you'll get used to it. So this is one of several little videos that'll be coming along. So I'm just going to stop talking and practice and show you a little tiny articulation, KMA, Korason Method articulation, which is really a fancy word for a technique or an exercise, which is performed in mindfulness, and it has a specific purpose. So this particular one would be uh, to bring the energy of the heart chakra, whose properties are compassion, empathy, connectedness, appreciation, acknowledgement, generosity of spirit, bringing those qualities up into the throat center, which would be the energy center for expression, obviously, speech, articulation, and a little bit more generally, creativity. So the whole creative process is very much aligned with the throat chakra, the throat center. So then we're going to combine those two energies and all the attributes therein to go out into the world to create an enhanced communication and understanding through our speech with a particular person that we might have in mind or visualize, living or dead, or a group of people, or it could be also to a country. Um, so this is what it would look like and sound like. So first of all, we rub our hands together to create a little bit of kinetic energy in the palms. Outside of the 7 major chakras, up and down the spine, the palms are the most powerful of the 49 minor chakras. So we use our palms to help transport the energy, to hold it, to move it around. And then a deep breath in, and on the out breath, I'll make the sounds. There will be 3 syllables in this particular one. So it's kind of building a mantra, a personal mantra from the ground up. Uh, So when I run out of breath and sound, I just relax my body, go back to a kind of a default posture, and notice what comes up in my experience as an automatic reaction to the probe or the experiment. So what I might notice, scanning all the different realms, could be a physical sensation, hot, cold, tense, relaxed, an energetic manifestation such as a tingling, a movement of energy, different parts of the body, the etheric body, the subtle body. It could be an emotion or a feeling, a little sadness, a little joy, a little anger. Uh, and it could also be a memory, even a dream, a memory of a dream, somebody, something that was said, an impulse, and thoughts. There are almost always thoughts of some sort accompanying other perceptions. So this practice also helps to deepen the listening faculty in order to identify where our authentic voice might be, and really the whole perception itself. We become more acute, more aware. So we start with the heart, may lift to the throat, and then with that fused energy of heart and throat creativity, we send it out to a particular person, possibly with whom we have had a misunderstanding. Relationship happens a lot, or conflict even, and we want to mend or to heal the communication or the relationship, especially through the voice, through words. And this is a wonderful way to do it. So I won't go into the details. It's very magical because we're creating the vibration. The great inventor Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, study vibration, frequency, and sound. So with the Korason method, we're going right into that kind of primordial creative plane, connected with the creation of the whole universe even, and all different kinds of creativity. And we're aligning our conscious mind with nonverbal sound or vibration, and thereby creating structures or thought forms, you might say, impregnated with an intention or a purpose with which we can bring about a change in the physical world or the relational world with the people that we're connected with. Those seeds that we are fortunate enough to have come across in this lifetime, that we can take on the responsibility, perhaps, or the privilege of watering and helping to fertilize, helping those seeds blossom and come to life, just as we receive from some people that meet up with us that kind of mentoring or love or support or encouragement. Our parents, perhaps, to start with, friends, family, spiritual family, doesn't have to be a blood family necessarily. Well, anyway, I hope you will tune back in, and I would just like to share briefly. I'm not too good at this yet, but there's a little chart that shows the body, basically with the 7 major chakras, starting with the root chakra, the red one down at the bottom. There we go. And then you see the sounds over to the left that correspond with each of those major energy centers. And then the higher we go up the spine, the higher the pitch. The lower we go, the lower the pitch of the tone. And then over here is the name of the chakra. So it's just a little bit of a chart, the Korason Method articulation chart. And then down below, you can see that we also use the M sound to connect. It has 3 functions: collecting or gathering together, dispersing, or connecting one center to the other. And the aspirate H, this is how we send out the energy into the world outside our own ring pass knot or aura. Excuse me. And then every single consonant has a certain function, certain attributes. The vowels in any language are like the soul, and the consonants are the personality. So the personality is kind of a casing or a vehicle through which the higher human being, the essence, if you wish, or the inner sage, the soul, the spiritual entity, can express itself. So when the two are aligned and working together as buddies, then great healing and wisdom can ensue, and that can be shared with other people as well as helping us to learn at a much deeper level. So that's just a little tiny taste of the Korason Method for authentic voice, and I hope that you will be able to participate, perhaps if you're interested, in one of the workshops that are offered from time to time. There is a link below to my website, and you can practice that little tiny one that I just demonstrated. And just notice afterwards, just take a few moments when you go into that default position, close your eyes, and just listen to the after effect, because it has like an aftertaste with food. Sometimes there's the initial taste, and then there's something subtle that comes along. So these little bits of data really are just little bits of information that bubble up from the unconscious mind, and we're just creating a vehicle to access that information. So psychotherapy really is that process of inviting information from the unconscious mind into the conscious mind. So a Korason Method articulation is one way to provide that access to the unconscious mind. And as those little bits of data come up into our awareness, they can lead us, if we observe them with respect and gently and slowly, they can lead us down the path to identify perhaps a core belief that we have about the world, the way the world is, who we are in the world. And some of those beliefs, which develop usually when we're quite young, even in the womb or the infancy, some of those beliefs or ideas about the world are working just fine, and others, actually, the ones that are based on trauma, um, they can become quite dysfunctional and increasingly condition every aspect of our life, uh, physical health, mental health, relationships, career, and so on, even spiritual growth. So it's really good to identify the clunkers and then to be able to have some methods and some wisdom on how to diminish their power over us so that we can choose more liberating, healthy beliefs. For example, a negative belief or a limiting belief might be, I'm not good enough. That's a pretty common one. We have shame. We've been told at some point that we're not good enough. Well, maybe we are good enough. And in fact, there is, as the Buddha says, there's a basic goodness underlying all human beings. So the positive alternative would be, I'm lovable just the way I am. I'm okay. I'm enough. So making that transition from the overriding influence of the painful limiting belief to its life-giving alternative is a beautiful process. And it's wonderful to have good tools to be able to do that, to navigate that journey of gradually becoming our true self with our authentic voice, to express our truth as it grows and grows and becomes more illuminated through our journey. So thank you very much for listening. I hope this hasn't been too long. As I said, I'm pretty new at this, and hopefully the videos will be becoming better and better. And I'm going to be interviewing some very interesting people coming up from all backgrounds, but especially around the themes of becoming one's true self and consciousness and awakening. And what are the turning points? What are those aha moments in life that really guide us to our destiny, to whom we really are? Those meetings with remarkable people, or sometimes a dream or an accident or something that was extremely traumatic, can actually provide the medicine that heals our wound. The wound and the medicine are all wrapped up in the same package, all coiled up together, wound up together. So we can unwind the wound through recognizing the light and the healing medicine within. So hasta la vista.